What impact, in particular, having seen Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes as part of that video from last week, what impact do you believe the NFL have had on the commissioners and the NFL stance on peaceful protest?
Well, Grady, I don't think it's any secret that the NFL is looking for new stars. They're looking for the younger generation to lead the NFL going forward here as we progress, over the next 20, 30 years. Like the old guard is kind of on its way out. Tom Brady, there's no more Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers. All these guys are getting older, up in their high 30s, early 40s, and the league is transitioning right now. So Patrick is the face of the NFL. Lamar is the face of the NFL. Dak's going to be the face of the NFL. Russell, Deshaun, these guys now carry the big stick, so to speak. These guys are the ones that are going to lead the league in jersey sales. These guys are going to be the ones that kids are going to be aspiring to be. So they understand that the platform they have, they understand the influence that they have. And when you have those players in particular who are now at the forefront of the message that players are trying to convey to the rest of the world, which is that, hey, social injustices and racial inequality are just something that we're not going to stand for anymore. And we know that we have the platform now to get your attention. We know that you are paying attention to us because the fact of the matter is you pay attention to the stars. You pay attention to the people who are the best players in the NFL. And that is something that is very powerful. That is something that is very significant. And that is something that is going to carry a lot of weight going forward, obviously, as already evidenced by the way that the commissioner went ahead and put out that video. Now, again, the question is whether or not the people who are partners with these guys, namely the owners, are they going to listen to their partners, these quarterbacks, these influential players, and the entire NFL, nation overall? Are they going to listen to them, and are they going to stand with them united? That, again, is what this all is going to keep coming back to. And the longer the owners remain silent, the longer you start to become skeptical and question whether or not they're going to come out as strong as the commissioner did. And if that's the case, then we have some issues on our hands once again.
Rob, what was your reaction when you saw players like Mahomes and Watson involved in that video?
Well, look, I think that Mahomes and Watson and Russell Wilson, they're leaders. They're the leaders in their locker room. They're the modern NFL, and the NFL has changed. And I can tell you as a defender, look, it's really hard to defend a quarterback who can move on his feet and run for a first down or throw for a first down. And these guys that are the leaders in the NFL, the new modern quarterbacks who are able to scramble, run, throw for touchdowns, all the things that we are witnessing now in the NFL, they have the platform and they have, look, all these guys in the future, and Russell Wilson already is there, they're going to be the highest paid guys in the NFL. They deserve that because of the talent and the things that they have done in the NFL right now. And the NFL is changing for the better. So they have to come together. And I am with them. I am with the quarterbacks in the whole NFL in this new wave, so to speak, in quarterback position.
Dan Graziano, how have you seen this power shift being felt inside the league so far?
Yeah, I think the effects are kind of unspoken, right? I mean, I think it's sort of understood that if you're a team that is not willing to evolve your position on sort of what a quarterback looks like, then you're probably going to be left behind, right? If you're going to trade up from 3 to 2 to take Mitch Trubisky when Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are on the board, that's going to set back your franchise. Not necessarily that's why the Bears made the pick, but I think there's an aspect to Trubisky looks more like what we've always thought a quarterback looked like, and that's an outdated position at this point. If you're going to take 4 quarterbacks in the top 10 and then Lamar Jackson slides to number 32, the team that takes him at 32 will benefit from having, waited and been able to get him at that kind of value. So I think you look at that and you say, if you either get on the train or you get left behind. The quarterback position is going to look, already does, and is going to continue to look a lot different than it has throughout history. Greeny, you and I are old enough to remember Doug Williams starting in the Super Bowl, and what a huge sort of unprecedented story that was at the time. We've moved way past this, and I think there's a sense around the league that if you're still evaluating quarterbacks the way that teams did for decades, then you're probably behind in terms of where your franchise can expect to go.
And so very specifically, Lewis, let's talk about why that is so important, because there were a lot of big stars in that video. Odell Beckham is a huge star. Saquon Barkley is a huge star. Michael Thomas is a huge, all these guys. But it's something different when it is the quarterbacks. And why is it different because it's the quarterbacks?
Well, because we know, look, we know that fan viewership will vacillate and will go up and down depending upon whether or not the star quarterback is on the field. We know that they are the ones that drive eyeballs towards people's TV sets, and they're the ones that people tune in to watch. Right or wrong, that's just the way it is. They're the ones who are on the screen all the time. They're the highest paid players on the field. They're the players who really can directly influence the outcome of games the most, depending upon their level of competency. So when you have the best players like that, and they happen to be African American in the broader sense of social injustice, which is really what we're talking about here, they carry a lot of influence, and that is a good thing. That is a very powerful thing, and that is something that is not going to change. Just as Dan alluded to, the evolution of quarterbacks in the NFL is not going to change. It's going to continue on this trajectory as it should, and it's going to be normalized. Having African American quarterbacks is something that is going to be normalized as it should.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.